Any update on D4 domestic Garrett for Saturday?
Both those guys practiced the other day, and they'll practice again today.
Gus, what's the latest with Chris? Is he going to have to miss his first half? Chris Frost?
Yes, he will have to miss first half. That is correct.
Is that something you guys could appeal, or?
No.
Okay.
No, it's done once the replay official makes that rule.
How does that work? Can you guys request that they look at a replay, or does it come like from the booth?
Yeah, you can challenge it, but once the booth guy makes a call, it's set.
Did you guys challenge it?
I did not challenge it.
Did you go back, but you wish you had? Or?
You know, I think everyone is kind of learning with these new rules about what is and what isn't, and you know the everything that goes with that.
How do you teach your guys then with that? Because it's now playing in effect.
Yeah, well, you got to coach it. I mean, you got to coach it different, and we kind of understood that before, but you know, there's also experiences. And I believe every team that has to go through this will learn from it and get better for it.
How does having 4 assistants that formerly coached with Mississippi State change the dynamic of this, I guess, opportunity this weekend?
Well, they're familiar. There's no doubt. Of course, Melvin was with them last year, but at the same time, you know, it's you go about it as a normal game. But the fact that they're familiar and have worked there, you know.
Can you talk about the offensive line, how it's done through 2 games so far?
Our offensive line, you know, I think they improved also. We still got to cut down on our little mistakes. You know, we had a couple free guys running. We got to correct that, but I really feel like we'll continue to improve.
Coach, your method of getting plays called the huddle, you have the big sign, the different quadrants, and the different pictures. When in your career did you start using that method, and how is it effective with the different offense?
Well, of course, you know, in the past I've done a lot of numbers and colors and things like that, and you know, you've got to kind of evolve as you go. You know, especially when you have assistants you coach against that used to coach with you and all that, and so you got to kind of keep that on the cutting edge. And of course, you know, we played against Oregon and Chip Kelly 2010. I got a chance to last year, and his signs were fancier than ours, so I tried to get a little competitive with that. So hopefully we're doing a better job.
You try to use some familiar figures there just so the kids kind of connect with it still. You know, you see Rick Ross. And
Yeah, you know, I'm not that creative with all that, but our players, they have some ownership in that.
Do you know who all the people are on those cards?
Most of them. There's a few of them I'm a little curious about, but Brett assures me it's best for our players.
Let's talk about your cornerbacks. Looks like they're playing a lot better than they did last year. What do you see?
Yeah, you know, we left spring and we felt like that was one of the strengths of our defense. And Coach Smith's done an excellent job with those guys, and he put them in position to make plays. Him and Coach Johnson, they're playing extremely well, not just in the pass game, but they're helping us in the run game also.
I saw Chris didn't finish the game better. How's he doing?
Chris is doing fine. We expect him to play.
I wanted to ask you about Kamai Harrell and Jonathan Jones. Are they close to getting back, or is it going to be a while?
Kamai is getting close. Jonathan is going to be a while, but Kamai's getting close, or closer.
What's it like for you kind of going your first SEC game as a SEC head coach?
Yeah. You know, really, you just, you know, you take it one game at a time, but I really don't get too caught up in that. It's an important game regardless, whether it's the first SEC as head coach. I mean, when you coach, it feels kind of the same, to be honest with you. But it's an important game, and I understand that, and our players do too.
But Darius Owens just happened to move back and forth from linebacker to end. How do you think he's performing in these first 2 games?
I tell you what, last game his motor he was really running. He was very active, running the football, putting pressure on the quarterback, helping in the run game, and you know, you can tell he's starting to get more comfortable, you know, with his hand down. And you know what? It probably helped him. He was playing some linebacker too. You know,
Is there any thought of moving into linebackers?
Yeah, we'll see. Coach Johnson, you know, he'll have a plan personnel wise, and so we'll see.
How do you go about preparing for? I know the assumption is that Tyler Russell is going to be their starter as long as he's cleared medically. But how do you prepare for two quarterbacks where their backup can at least play sometime, even to spell Tyler, even if he does play, so.
Well, both of them are different, so, you know, as a coach, you gotta prepare for each one of them. And, you gotta prepare for what each one of them does the best.
Gus, do you keep an eye on what Chip Kelly does with the Eagles, just out of curiosity of how that kind of?
No, I don't have time. Somebody told me last night they played well and they're playing fast, and that's about it, so.
Any other questions?
Guys, the first two games have been played in pretty warm, muggy conditions. I mean, as a coach, do you welcome that? And how do you think they've done conditions?
Well, you know, first of all, I think we're in good condition. I think our, of course, Ryan Russell's doing a great job with our guys. I think our coaches are doing a good job with our guys, and I think for the most part in the second half, we've been pretty fresh. And so we'll continue to have that, and hopefully that'll continue to be an edge for us.
Anything else? All right, Coach. Thank you.
Thank you.